This is Mel with Sucky Crafts, and in this series, I will upcycle, repurpose, and craft straight from the bargain bin. One woman's trash is the heart of another woman's garden. Hey garden friends, welcome to my garden. So what I have here is a purse. Yes, I'm gonna put plants in a purse. And I've got the drainage already done. I kind of just cut out a hole right at the bottom, and this is a really cool one because it's magnetic, so it closes magnetically like that, but it also stays open, and it's such a cool little, I can kind of just stand it up like that. And I got this at a thrift store, but I'm sure if you collect bags like I do, you have an old handbag in your closet that you haven't used in years. And if you are brave enough to cut a hole at the bottom of it and make it into a planter, I highly recommend it. This is such a neat way to upcycle an old handbag. You can keep it in your garden for years and years and just water it just like normal because it's gonna have that drainage at the bottom, and you can just plant in it for a very, very long time. And I think that succulents will look perfect in it. So I've got a bunch of beautiful kind of blue-green succulents. Since this is a navy blue bag, I think all the blues and the greens will kind of pop out. And I'll show you the plants that I have for it. I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to fit all of them in there, but I will for sure try. So as a filler plant, I have this beautiful cluster of Echeveria azulita. And azulita translates to blue, and it's kind of like little blue. In a way, it's how it's said in Spanish, azulita. Anyways, this is a gorgeous cluster here. It's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pups around that mom right there that's withering away almost because it's just produced so many offsets. So beautiful. To add height, I have, this is Pachyphytum blue haze. So the moonstone and the blue haze, they're related. The blue haze, the leaves are a little more flat. They're not as chubby as the pink moonstone, and they grow a little longer, kind of more upright. I really like it. It's super prolific. If one of those little leaves pops off, it can make a pup right away. Not right away, but in a few weeks for sure. So I have 2 of them. Another one to add height, and it's kind of also as a filler and a spiller because they get top heavy. This is Crassula Burgundy. Super cute, spear-like. Another rosette that I really love, look at this. This is Graptosedum Ghosty. So cute, not to be confused with Graptopetalum paraguayense. That's a different plant. This one is a ghosty plant. Super chubby, they change all sorts of colors, and I like how they're so long right now because it's gonna add a lot of height to this arrangement, or to this purse. And as a thriller, I have Echeveria topsy-turvy, and it's gonna bloom. So these aren't pups, they're actually blooms. The blooms look like pups, but they will turn into blooms. And it is so big and beautiful right now. It's gonna be so pretty in there. Another one to add height is Senecio, and this one is chalk sticks. And I really like that light green color that it has right now. And as a filler spiller, I have Sedum Minor. So this is the one that turns purple if you give it enough sunlight. So the major, it starts off as a light green and then it turns really like blue, like sky blue. This one turns purple, and it's the minor. So there's a Sedum major and a minor. My favorite is the minor. So I'm gonna get started in this planting, and I will stuff it with moss before the soil. So I have here just regular moss that I got at my garden center, and I'm gonna just stuff it. So I'm gonna kind of build a bed for the soil. And let me just show you how I kind of am doing it here. I'm kind of just spreading it and making a wall. And I don't really have to put the moss in it, but I think that it'll help it dry out a lot better than than the soil just touching the leather. For some reason, I don't get a good feeling. So I'm just gonna kind of follow my gut and stuff it with moss. All right, so I'm gonna lean my little purse here just so you can see what I'm doing. Just a little bit more right at the bottom. And now it's time for the soil. Well, draining soil here. Just a little bit more. Cool. Oh man. So, instead of leaning it, I'll probably put it upright because it'll probably topple over. And this is something that I'm probably gonna set on my garden shelf since it can like stand on its own like that. It's so cute. But you can also hang it by the little straps. So I'm gonna start with the topsy-turvy. All right. Get some of that soil off of it so I can be able to fit it all in there. Because this is a big plant right here and they get even bigger. So I'm gonna nestle it towards the back, just like that. Okay. All right, and I'm gonna anchor it down with more soil. Perfect, and I'm gonna put that cluster of azulitas right in front of it. Tease it a bit. So this is a perfect time to clean it because it's been in that pot for a long time and it's got all these dead leaves at the base. I'm gonna pop those out. Okay. Slide it back. And I'm gonna put the pups towards the rim. Kind of just nestle it, just like so. Shuffle some of that soil around it. There we go. Perfect. Okay, and now to add some more height, I'm gonna add the chalk sticks right beside the topsy-turvy, so right kind of poking out right in the middle of those little leaves there. Make my well right there. Perfect. Okay, so now I can't forget the minor here, so I'm gonna make my well here pretty deep because that's a pretty big cluster there. Get it out, clean it up a bit. Okay, all right, being careful with the azulita. I'm gonna stuff it in there. Oh, that's so cute. Oopsie. Okay, it's a very fragile plant, but once it really settles, once the roots sink into the soil, oh man, it takes off. It's unstoppable. That's why I love sedum varieties. They're so strong, and for arrangements, they're perfect because they add that focal point where your eyes just like focus on. That's so cute right there. Okay, perfect. It's like a stuffed purse. I love it. So I've got this little gap here, and I think that I can put in one of these. So I'm gonna tease all of that soil until it's just a root ball, just like that. And with my knitting needle, I'm gonna make that hole a little deeper. And I'm gonna pop the leaves that are gonna be buried under there. Now I'm gonna keep those. Okay, there it is. Okay, so that adds a little more magic to it. And now I don't have a whole lot of space. Here, so let me make this just a little deeper, where it's like kind of, there it is, that's better. Oh no. I'm really getting a kick out of this one. Make my well there, and I'm gonna try and put it in, oh, there we go. Right in front of the chalk stick. So like so. And I'll put the other one in it. I'm just gonna put all of them in it. I'm gonna go for it. So I'm gonna try to tease all of that soil because it won't fit. All right, here we go. I'm gonna be careful not to break that stem. That would be a tragedy. All right, perfect. Okay, and now I'm gonna carefully put in that blue haze right in this corner there. It's gonna stay, it's gonna stay. Again, I'm gonna pop these down, these off, and I'll propagate those for sure so I can get more blue haze. Okay, so with the top of my needle there, I'm gonna press around that blue haze. Oh, nice. All right, it's always a treat when what you envision in your brain can actually become a reality, you know? Look at that. Okay, so I'm gonna stuff the little corners where I can see some soil with more moss. And let me check this out. I am loving it. I am loving it. This is awesome. And I know the little, the sedum is looking kind of floppy, like, you know. But once it starts to settle in, the little faces or the little tops there will start to just come upright, just like that. It won't be so floppy. Oh my gosh, so what do you think? Was this crazy? I think it was so crazy, but crazy good. Look at that. I mean, when do you see these kind of creations, you know? This is so original. So if you have a girlfriend that loves handbags, go to your thrift store or dig into your closet and give them the best gift that you can ever give someone. I mean, the gift of plants that keeps on giving and growing, and something unique to them where it's kind of custom, you know? Because if they love handbags, trust me, they will love this for sure. They'll never forget it. It's one of those gifts that you never forget. Like, oh, remember you gave me that handbag with succulents in it? Can I get another one possibly? Oh man. So there you have it. A purse full of succulents, something that you never thought you could do, but I mean, hopefully I've inspired you to stuff one with moss, some soil, and plant your favorite succulents in it. And you can just get all sorts of sizes. You can use huge handbags. You can do the little coin pouches. I mean, it could be anything that you find. It's so awesome. I really, really like this. I'm gonna give it a 10 out of 10 because this is so original, don't you think? Well, I hope that you like it. And until next time, bye garden friends. Well, while I tend to my garden, why don't you subscribe so we can keep in touch?